What's up, y'all? So I just wanted to talk about a few things tonight. So the first thing we're going to get into is Jamie Foxx. So just recently, not too long ago, he just recovered from being in the hospital from whatever he was dealing with. He never gave any details on exactly what he was dealing with and what was going on. But he recently released a video a couple weeks ago saying he was all good and everything, and he said he went through hell and back. But now he's in the news again, and this time, he's in the news for apologizing to the Jewish community. Now, I didn't know about this. I haven't even heard anything about this, but basically, he posted a tweet on Instagram, right? So I'm gonna read it to y'all real quick. He wrote, "They killed this dude named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you? Hashtag fake friends, fake love." So you know how black people do. We always use things like that as a reference. When we're talking about a situation that we're going through, and the Jewish community took offense to it. And Jamie Foxx came out apologizing. And my thing is, why is he apologizing for? He never mentioned any names. He didn't say any specific group. He just said they killed this man named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you? And they took it as that they was referring to them. So my question is, do y'all have some type of guilty conscience to where y'all started pressing Jamie Foxx? And another question is, why would you even apologize for this? You was just using that as a scenario to talk about fake friends. They use that as a scenario all the time, especially black people. Talk about Judas and snakes in the grass. You know how we like to do. When we talking about fake people and people just trying to take us down. We use scenarios like that. So my question is, how is this anti-Semitic in any type of way, shape, or form? Like, could y'all please explain that to me? And if you really want to get into that, y'all not the Shemitic people. Let's keep it a $1.50. Y'all lineage traces back to the Ashkenazis, but that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. But he didn't even mention y'all group at all. He didn't say anything about y'all group. He was just using that as a scenario. And me personally, I feel like Jamie Foxx shouldn't have apologized at all, because at this point it's just flat out bullying. They did the same thing to Jay-Z. When Jay-Z basically gave them a shout out on the album 444, talking about their investment practices, giving them a compliment in a way, just giving them a shout out. And they felt some type of way about it and said he was being anti-Semitic. Like, how is that so? He was talking about y'all good investment practices, but that's anti-Semitic. So at this point, it's just flat out bullying. Let's not even go there. Who's the basketball player? I forgot his name that quick. Um, Basketball player who posted Hebrews to Negroes. I forgot his name that quick. It'll pop up in my head later. But they was pressing him just for him tweeting a movie. Just for him tweeting a movie. So they're not saying anything hateful. They didn't say anything bad about the group of people. They didn't say anything negative. Some of them didn't even say anything about the group of people at all. They didn't say not one word. But y'all still pressing them to apologize. I don't see why they apologize. I don't see why Jamie Foxx apologized. There was no reason. You shouldn't have to even make an explanation for that. But the thing is they control these artists and these NBA players dollars, so they had no choice but to apologize because they control their money. So they trying to stay in good with them because they control most of the industry. So I mean, if you in bad with them, then that's gonna hit your pockets. Take a look at what happened to Kanye West. Kanye West went from a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, to a um on a like 500 million in wealth, which is still a lot of money. But just think about how fast it could happen. Like it was to the point to where certain banks would even carry his money no more. That's how powerful that is. To where they can get certain banks not to hold your money no more. They can just completely lock you out the industry. They can completely starve you out, especially if you in with them. That's why it's good to be self-made, and even then, they can affect you in some type of way. But if you're in that type of industry, um, and you're under them, you're gonna have to keep your mouth closed on certain subjects. And if you slip up and say the wrong thing, they most definitely gonna press you about it. But he most definitely shouldn't apologize for that. He wasn't even referencing nobody. That's ridiculous. And to me, I feel like they felt real guilty with that they. So they seen the word they, so they automatically just said, hmm, he talking about us. And that's why they wanted him to apologize. They feel guilty about something. They most definitely did. But they the gatekeepers, so they control everything. They control all that. They control who gets into these big movies, um who music plays on the radio. They control who gets showcased. They control all that. So when it comes to that group of people, they don't want you even mentioning them at all. They want to be unknown. That's why they go so hard every time you even just the slightest thing you even mention them, because they don't want to be seen. They want to be out of state, out of mind. That's what it really is. That's what it all boils down to. But I digress. Um, so I wanted to talk about this Casanet thing, right? So basically, Casanet, he said he was going to do a PlayStation and PC giveaway and started a whole riot in New York. And him and Duke Dennis has been arrested, and I think they're being charged with inciting a riot. So give me 1 second. Let me pull something up for y'all just to so I can talk briefly on that. I wanted to just kill two birds in one stone tonight. Seeing everybody talking about it, so I had to get my input. Okay, let's see if they got any videos on this that I can play. Okay, alrighty. Y'all bear with me. I'm about to share my screen with y'all. Hold up. One second. Bear with me, y'all. There we go.
Prime Video is
Here go
entertainment
these
for
damn
you.
apps.
Which you? The you with zero.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing until this app come off. I mean, till this advertisement come off. I hate this shit. That's why I do not care for these websites. I'd rather just go straight to YouTube.
Broke out in New York City's Union Square on Friday after Twitch streamer Cenat held a giveaway event. Cenat, who has over 15 million followers across social media platforms, said during a Wednesday Twitch stream that he would be hosting a huge giveaway Friday at 4 p.m. in Union Square.
Goes on from here on out, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody for themselves. There's a war out there, man.
Crowds gathered and became unruly, blocking traffic, throwing debris, and clinging to moving cars. The NYPD took Cenat in custody in connection to the large crowds on Friday, according to a law enforcement source.
Okay. So the thing
I
with
love the
this
fact that
is,
HelloFresh always send me something different that I
hold
would
up.
never.
So the thing with this is, my first question is, why didn't he just like, if he was going to do a giveaway of PCs and PlayStations, why didn't he just get people addresses and just send them to them? And I know y'all might say, well, he kind of wanted to meet his fans and stuff like that. Okay, so even if he did want to meet the fans, right? The thing is, with the level of influence Casanet has in his whole group, um, the younger generation, people 20 and under, uh, I say early 20s and under, or big followers of them, right? So why wasn't this planned? Like, you can't just go out and do that to where you just say, "Alrighty, I'm about to give all these PCs and tablets away and these PlayStations away, and we're going to go to New York." Like, that's a disaster just waiting to happen. Like, you didn't call any law enforcement, any security. You didn't have anything planned for this. You got to have stuff planned, especially for big crowds like that. Like, you can't just be like, "Oh, we're gonna have a giveaway. Come out here at this time, and and we're gonna give everything away." Because from what I heard, there wasn't anything given away. And like I said, these are kids. These kids are heavily influenced by him. Now, if you're grown and you're doing all this extra stuff, going through going through all this just to get a PlayStation 5 and stuff like that, Okay, man, that's different. If you're around my age, or I say if you're 25 or older, I say 23 old, and you doing all that, man. That you're doing a little bit too much. I guess the young kids they can have some type of excuse, but at the same time, where they parents at, to where they just out here like that, um, just running wild like that, man. They going crazy over PS5s, PCs, and they probably want to meet them too. So that's why they went so crazy. So the thing is, man, you can't just be like, oh, we about to be out here at this time. No, you had to have security. You need to have the NYPD out there. You need to have it organized. You need to have an organized event, and this actually needs to be planned days, maybe a week or so, or weeks ahead of time, so everybody can be prepared. Like you know how big of the population is in New York. You know how fast it can get crowded in New York. Like, what if it was another Travis Scott case to where people was getting trampled over and stuff like this, and some people would have actually died, then that would have been real bad. And that young dude, Cenat, he's a young dude, but at the same time, like whoever his management is or who deals with him should have known not to do that. They should have known that that needed to be planned, because if somebody would have lost their life, the blood would have been on his hand, and his career is just now kicking off and everything. To the point to where he's just really starting to blow up. I mean, he's already been blowing up, but now he's going up and up and up and more up. So you don't want something like that to kill your credibility before you continue to move up the ladder. Like that would be devastating. Somebody lost their life from being trampled from this PS5 giveaway, this PC giveaway, all over $500 computer or PlayStation. Somebody lost their life, and these are young kids, so they're gonna, they gonna be rowdy. You know how they gonna get. These are young kids, 13, 14, 15, 16. People could have really got hurt just from trying to get a PlayStation. So yeah, they're charged with inciting a riot, and it's just like, man, this could have turned out real bad. Like somebody could have actually lost their life. So if you're doing anything like this in the future, you gotta plan things out like that. You gotta have that planned out. NYPD, security, all that. You probably might need to have you a nice venue set up, or you need to talk to the city about that, learn their laws and regulations and their ordinances, because you just can't go out and do that and just have all those people just come out there like that. Like it gotta be rules and regulations. You might even need a permit to do certain things depending on what city that you're in. So all I can say is just let this be a learning lesson. Hopefully y'all learn from this and learn not to do that in the future. And if you're gonna do something like that, have it planned out. Have it planned out, because if you don't have the proper security, if you don't have the proper staff to handle this, things are going to get crazy like that, and if not even worse. But yeah, man, that's all I had to talk about tonight, man. I had to get my 2 cents on those 2 topics. But y'all have a great night. If you like the content, give it a like and a subscribe. Shout out to all my new subscribers out there. Y'all really been um getting my subscribers up. I let's get to that 100, and then the next goal is let's get to that 1,000. So we can get monetized. I got a big vision for this platform, and I plan on doing a lot of things with this platform, and we gonna continue to keep pushing. But y'all have a good night. Peace.